Hey, how you doing? Excuse me, it's Craig here again. Got the coil for this SH86 blower. Here's the old one, here's the one I just got in. Supposed to be the same thing. It's got the same markings on it. This is PE 122X. This is RA. Looks like an RA, it's got a big scratch on it. Might be a PA. 282X. Other than that, they're both marked BG86, 4241, 1306B, 1306B, and the MC 4241, 86. Look identical. So anyway, just kind of go over, remember in the last video, this is the coil that was on it. Didn't get no spark, we tested it. Tested bad. So we're just going to kind of go over that again. I don't know if you'll be able to see the reading in the meter there or not. Yeah, it looks like you can. So to test these coils, I'm not sure what the specifications are. I looked and couldn't find anything online about the resistance that these coils are supposed to have. But I can tell you that I do know that this one here is bad because it's completely shorted out, and we'll just go over that again just to show you. First off, I'm just going to put my ground here on the bar somewhere, and then put the hot side on the bar just to make sure that I got good contact. That's all I'm doing right there. Okay, there we go. Showing good contact. So to test the primary side, you put the ground on the center bar, and then you touch the little metal tab that your ground wire hooks up to. And this one is showing a little bit. I've got her up on 200K now. The other day when I tested it, I couldn't get nothing. So anyway, the primary side on this one may be good. Maybe I just didn't have a good ground. Test the secondary side. It's basically the same way, only you take your ground and you put it on your plug wire or your secondary lead, and you touch somewhere on the center bar as well. And now this one's testing good. Now I can tell you what's happened over the couple days is it's went from about mid-50s down to in the upper 30s today. So I don't know if maybe the coolness of the temperature has had something to do with this. Here's the one that I just got. Again, just make sure I got contact there. And this one is showing a little bit better. It's showing a little less resistance. Yeah, probably about the same. And go to the secondary side there again. So I don't know why this coil tested bad the other day. I couldn't make it do anything. I couldn't get no readings on either side. So I just kind of wonder if maybe the temperature may have something to do with it. But both of them are definitely showing now that they do have some continuity through them. So what we're going to do This is the one that come off of it originally. So just to see if I can make it spark, I'm going to put the original coil back on it and see what we can get. Because the other day when I had the original coil on it, I couldn't get no spark at all. This coil has a little spacer that goes underneath of it, kind of in a funky way. You got to get that set on there right. And then that goes down over the two mounting posts. Make sure that your magnet is away from it, otherwise it'll pull it and you'll have a heck of a time getting it on. Kind of set it in place. We'll get the first one started here. Well, maybe. There we go. Leave enough play there that you can move it around a little bit. Now here's your ground hookup, or this is your short circuit tab. This is what goes through the switch and actually grounds the system to short it out. This goes down underneath the little metal tab. Now what I'm going to do here is pull this thing all the way. It's not a whole lot, but pull it up so it has the greatest distance between the iron core and the magnet. And we'll set the gap here in just a second. So now the black one is the ground. That comes around and goes to the back one. And the blue one is the short circuit wire. And that'll come up on this front one. And it needs to go underneath this black one. Otherwise it isn't quite long enough. Remember, this is a detent on and off. Up is kind of like high idle. That's when you're going along and you just want to keep a constant high RPM. Set that in the run position. The center gives you throttle and on-off switch. Okay. And again, I guess nope. Pause this for a second. Okay. Got a spark plug socket there. So the first thing I'm going to do is make sure this thing's got spark. Give me just a second. We've got some kind of a run here. That's a squad run. Okay. So what I'll do, let's see if this is the right size for that. No, it's not. Okay. Okay, ready to test spark here. Make sure I got good grounds. Switch is off, or in the on position rather. Remember, this is the original coil. Oh, you know what? I didn't adjust the air gap. So, probably won't get none. This is what I use for air gap. It's just a piece of paper that's folded over a couple times, and it gives me somewhere, I believe, if I remember, somewhere around 12 thousandths of an inch. So we'll start in or not fractions, but in decimal inches. Set on 0. It's actually 14 thousandths is what it is. Don't know if you can see that. So it's 14 thousandths of an inch. So what I like to do is, at this point, magnets are here. Let's loosen this up now. We'll set our gap. Just set that in there, bring it up to where the magnets are. Magnets will pull it down, but I like to push down on it just a little bit as I'm tightening down these bolts. That helps hold it a little tighter. Once you get it there and get them snug, you can roll this out and then go ahead and finish tightening them down. Okay, so now let's see what we've got. Turn that plug around. Hopefully you'll be able to see it spark if it's got spark. Let me go zoom in a little bit here. Right here's the spark plug. So let's see if we can get some spark out of it now. No spark at all. Remember, this was the original coil. So let's take it off. This one here has a little bit of dirt down in it. This is the one I just got. Let's turn this just a little bit. You know what? Might work if I put it on right. There we go. Got that one started. Something I probably should have done before I took the old one off. I probably should have just disconnected the wires to see if I'd gotten spark at that point. That's definitely got a strong magnet to it because I can't hold it up. Okay, let's see what we've got now. Still no spark. Still no spark. So that's interesting. Okay. I do have a spark plug here that I know is good, or it should be good. Let's see if I can make spark with this one. No spark. Hook the wires back up. Shouldn't make a difference here, because all that is just a grounding circuit. It is. I guess what I could do here, let's make sure I got a good ground. I'm just going to make sure that I'm grounded through the case here. Yeah, I've got to ground through the case. Let's make sure it's grounded through the plug here. Yep. no reason why that shouldn't be sparking. No spark. Okay. Well, I'm going to shut this off. I'm not going to troubleshoot and waste all your time. When I get it figured out, I'll come back and I'll let you all know what I found and what I done to fix it. Okay, I've done some testing. I've done some thinking. I even scavenged some parts off of the BG55 that I just picked out of the guy's trash. That blower does run. I had it running, although it's got a pretty good knock in the bottom end. I'm not sure if it's the crank bearings or the rod bearing, but I do know it has spark. That coil will not fit on here, but the flywheels are the same. So I swapped the flywheels out just to make sure these magnets were good, even though these have got good pull. Still couldn't get no spark. So this is the original coil that was on it. I just wanted to make sure again. I've tested and tested. Still can't get nothing, no spark. And again, we're going to do a test on this. This is the one that I just bought. Earlier, remember I got some resistance through it. Just make sure that my meter works there. Got a good, it's good there. And then let's just make sure that I'm good over here on this side, which I am. There's nothing through that primary side on this coil now. This is the one that I just got in the mail, or probably a couple hours ago now. So I don't know what the issue it jumped there for just a second. I'm pretty sure this has got some internal, there we go. Just as I come off of it, I'm pretty sure this has got some internal issues with it also. See, if I touch the coil, or not the coil, but the bar, I've got good continuity, good contact there. I touch the, what would be the ground tab. This is the primary side. This is your short circuit tab. What I'm doing is coming down, hitting that multi-layer bar. There's no continuity through this one whatsoever. Again, on the primary side. Go up into the secondary side. And there, see, I do have continuity through the secondary. It's got about roughly about 400 thousandths ohms of resistance, because I got it set on 200K right now. About 400 thousandths ohms right there. So the secondary side on this one's good, but it's the primary side. Nothing on the primary side. Again, I got good contact on there. Nothing on the primary. So we're going to hit the primary here. Again, just make sure I've got contact on the cylinder head here, which I do. Again, nothing on the primary here. Even if I hit that one, well, there it goes, because that's a straight ground right there. Nothing coming through the primary. We'll go to the secondary side here, and again, just go right to ground. Let's make sure that we got a okay there. There we got resistance there. Again, on the secondary side, we have roughly about 400,000 ohms, 400,000 Ks of ohms resistance. So the secondary on this coil, which was original to the blower, is good, but the primary side's bad. And the same thing with the one I just got in the mail. Secondary side's good, but the primary side's bad. Let me pause this and I'll show you here on this BG55. Okay, BG55. This is one I just picked out of the trash there a few days ago. Like I said, it does run, but it's got a pretty good knockdown in the bottom end there somewhere. I'll have to tear it apart and see what the deal is with it. Go ahead and unhook the wires here. This is just a ground tab back here. This is the short circuit wire, or the primary side. So get you set up here. Hopefully you can see that. Good contact between the two leads. Should be able to just hit them two. See there how we have 0.6 ohms on the 200,000 side there. So that primary side there is good. Again, 0.6. Remember, on the other two we had nothing on the primary side. It was completely shorted out. Let's get in behind the little coil there, the little spring, if I can without breaking. Yeah, let me just hold it with my fingers. And here's the secondary side. Again, I'm just touching the ground tab. There you go. See, the ground tab goes down to 2.1. Remember, the other two were like 1.9, I believe they were. So again, we're right at about 400,000 K on resistance on ohms. So this is a good coil, both primary and secondary side. Both of these coils, the coil back here on the SH86 and the coil that I received today for the SH86, are both bad on the primary side. So that's going to go back. I'm going to get a hold of the people I bought it off of, explain to them what I've done, and it's got a 14-day return policy on it. I'm well within my 14 days, and I'll get that thing back to them ASAP here. Okay, thanks for watching. I think at this point, rather than try to find another used one on eBay, I can get one out of China, or a Chinese coil rather. It's not out of China, but it's made in China. It's actually stocked here in the USA for like $18. I don't know if that's the way to go, but if I go buy a new one from Stihl, what I've been able to find so far on price is like $100, and I know I'm not spending $100 on a coil. Okay, I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.